What's up, people? I was supposed to go to a ton of yard sales and have just a bunch of stuff to show you because it's a perfectly bright, sunny, almost kind of cool fall, summery kind of day. But unfortunately, there are things that are happening in the background of my life that are not allowing me to focus, and I wasn't able to go do all that. What I did do is go to an estate sale, and I went to this thing yesterday to check out what I might find, and I found a couple things that I said if they're left over, they'll be half price, they'll be a good margin. I'll show you these things. So I only got, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 or 6 items here, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you guys who are new, maybe to reselling, or you want to expand your horizons of things to find. This won't be like a ton of stuff I'm throwing at you, and maybe we can focus on more of the why or things like that. So an estate sale, if you're not familiar, usually is the collection of somebody's life. The family who's left hires a company to go evaluate what's left in the house, and everything is sold at whatever price they think, and the last day things are half off, usually just to get rid of it. Let me just turn this camera around. Like I said, I didn't find a lot, but I'll show you some things you might could look for, and you get a lot more just cooler, older things at estate sales, and I think that's where it's valuable. So let's take a look. So like I said, not a lot. I've got this Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS. These are just random things I found as I was checking out these 2 old ticket stubs. It is a Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. From what year is this? I don't know if it has a year. I don't think it does. Oh, I think it might be covered by the price tag. No, it doesn't have a year. A Kenny Rogers and Crystal Gale ticket stub, but sometime back in the 70s, I guess. I found this pipe and an older Polaroid camera. I had never seen one quite like this. I've seen plenty of Polaroids, but never seen this particular one. It's got the case. I don't know if it works, but comps look pretty good. And we have another Star Wars ship. That's pretty cool to go to an estate sale a couple in a row and still find, thank you text message, and find some Star Wars ships. So the more you look, the more you'll find. And if you remember my video, it's funny, this happens to be laying here. This actually sold for $20, like I called it, might add. Look at my video about selling old parts. I essentially got it because this cockpit is hard to find and open. Anyway, I can't open it. This cockpit's about $35 itself. But anyway, so I'm going to sit down and show you this receipt. So I paid $26.21. I'm assuming you guys can see that. I hope you can. Those are the items. Since it was half off, that's what I paid. And my total of $26.21. Let's start with this pipe here. So this is a K. Woody White Briar. K. Woody's the brand. Pipes can be something you can find to flip for sometimes a decent profit. Just depends what you get it for. I paid $5 for this one. I think it goes for about $20 or so. Depends on condition, much like anything. And Graybow is another brand, and that's kind of popular around me because the old factory for Graybow is in Virginia, about 2 hours away. When you're looking at pipes, obviously see if you can find some markings. Usually they're going to be here on the front. Sometimes you might get a number or something, kind of like the, not serial, but like the model of them. Usually a pipe is kind of named with a word, like this is a white briar, and sometimes they'll give like a wood, what type of wood it's made of. You're going to look inside the pipe here and see if there's any junk you can clean up if you're going to make it look better. And here I can see all types of soot and burnt tobacco and all kinds of stuff. That's just a simple scrub out. Right here where it goes into someone's mouth obviously is going to be chewed or used, but that's okay. People who collect pipes know that there's going to be some usage to it, and I got to do it. My grandpa used to smoke a pipe. I've got to just inhale that old sooted up pipe. So here goes. That taste is exactly what I used to smell when my grandpa would smoke a pipe. Man, that was nostalgic right there. So pipes, like I said, conditions everything. Take a look. Make sure you're not buying something that's been burned through. Sometimes people use a pipe so much that they have used it to where the bottom part right here is just frail and thin. I've seen holes in them before. Obviously, you wouldn't want to pick something up like that unless you can read on it and find out that that was a really expensive pipe. But take a look for pipes. They are surprisingly common to find. Sometimes not worth a whole lot, but if you can find maybe a collection of pipes at a good price, it might be something for you to flip. All right, I'm going to go with this Texas Chainsaw Massacre VHS. All right, if you guys have paid attention or know about VHS right now, VHS is in a weird situation. It's kind of booming, but it's almost, well, I don't want to say almost. There's plenty of, I'd say, facts to back up that it's being fluffed up by a particular company. I think it's called IGS. I'll correct it in the video when I edit it. It's a grading company. If you're not familiar with grading, you simply send in your collectible. A person goes over to see the condition. They'll tell you the flaws or what's wrong with it and give it a number. So let's say I send a comic book in. They're going to look at edges, surface, pages, the back cover. They look for just any defect, and then they assign it a number. They encase it in plastic, and it's a graded comic. People are getting into grading VHS tapes right now, but there's a particular company, like I said, who is fluffing up the market with shill bidding and things like that. I've seen so much talk about this. VHS is popular, but you may be looking at prices on eBay for comps that are not real. But I'm talking about the real high prices. If it was sealed, then we'd be talking possibly selling it for $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 and on up. If I would get it graded, then you're talking big money. Go take a look at graded VHS on eBay and filter for highest, and take a look at like the $10,000 Super Mario Brother graded tape. That one is insane. But there's big numbers with VHS. Horror is popular in any format. Cassette tapes, VHS. It's not big money all the time, but because this is Chainsaw Massacre or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's a legacy item. It's something that people are going to remember forever. When you're buying and you're curious about nostalgia, should I buy this? Well, do people love it that they want to own it so much? This isn't like a first edition or anything, but it's certainly Texas Chainsaw Massacre. People love it. They want to own all types of things related to it. So I picked this up for 50 cents. Let's go with this Polaroid camera next. Now, Polaroid is something that I've sold many times. You'll probably find a Polaroid 600 as you're out there thrifting or yard selling. I had never seen this one. I picked it up just on a whim. I was right there checking out. It was on the table. I'm like, do I get that? And I said, well, for $7.50, I have a little bit of knowledge of how these things work. I'll go ahead and give it a shot. I saw a comp for about $50. I'm not sure when it was. I think it was September. It was a few days ago. So that helped me decide to buy it too. Now, typically with Polaroid cameras, the battery, so you can test them, is inside the film cartridges that you usually slide here. And I'm tempted to say list it as is, because I really have no test on it. I have no way to test it. But how do you open this thing? If it gives me any type of power indication, that helps. Sometimes these things make sound. I've had a couple of these older ones. I've heard some sounds. Oh, look, here's a light. What does that even say? It's charging? It's ready. Okay, it's ready. What happens if I hit the button? Whoa. Okay. Like a car door is open. You know, I can say that kind of works. Is it going to blow up? I about got excited there was film in there. That works to me. So for $7.50, I believe I've turned this into about $50. Wait. Hold on, Chris. Hold on. You're getting ahead of yourself. Future you has something to teach you. Here's a lesson, everybody. When you're doing comps, make sure you're comparing apples to apples. What happened yesterday is I was ready to check out, and there were some things on the table beside the register. I was trying to be fast because they were closing. Everyone wanted to pack up and go home. So I looked at this and saw, this is the exact comp I looked up and saw first. It said Polaroid Spectre System, and I stopped reading right there. It had more to it though. Special edition Onyx. So what I really have is this basic camera here, which goes for about $20. This is a different edition that has, well, one, there's a tag. Let's find it here in the bottom right hand corner, Onyx, and also has a translucent top. See the inner workings of the camera. This is not the same edition that I have. So I saw this one and made my decision based on that. So make sure you're comparing the same thing, especially electronics, because there's all kinds of variations. So you've got your basic edition like this. There's a first edition I've discovered. It's somewhere down here. Let's find it right there. First edition, and you can see the badge. It goes for $50 as well. I've got your basic one. Now this is for parts. I think for this one I can get $20 like this. It's got the case, got the strap. So just a lesson for the future. I'll save the Star Wars ship for last because you guys have had me talk about that before. You'll find stuff like this at estate sales. Like, people's collections are vast. They've got all kinds of wild stuff. This person went to Bob Seger and Kenny Rogers with Crystal Gale. So I don't know what these will go for. Ticket stubs have a bit of a following, and I think I started researching because my mom is an Elvis fan, and she had an old Elvis ticket. Was it the month he died? He was supposed to be in Greensboro in August, I believe it was, of 77. And we looked that up, and I think it might go for $20. There were some that were going for $50. So that just had me going, oh, people collect old ticket stubs. I didn't think about that. I want to step in here real quick and do this official comp search. I didn't do this when I was standing there checking out at the estate sale. I just said, throw them in there, let's go home. So as I go look at these comps, I can see that Kenny Rogers isn't really that sought after. There's a few that might make a little bit of money here. Not really sure what's special about that one. Maybe that's the Gambler Tour. I see they use the word gambler here. I'm not sure. A lot of variables. But Kenny Rogers overall, not a huge demand. And the same with Bob Seger. But I want to go through and take a look at some of these. Ignore these. These are baseball players. One thing I've been talking about to people around me, not on these videos, is legacy and the meaning of the word legacy. That's something I don't think we put a lot of time into. Our personal legacy means something, but when it comes to collectibles and what we do as resellers, legacy really means everything. Legacy is how long it lasts in people's minds, how long it lasts in the world, and how people consume it in a way. Kenny Rogers, I think not as important as, let's say, Johnny Cash. Dolly Parton, I think, carries the price on this one because people like Dolly. So this got $5, I believe, because Dolly was there to lift that price up a little bit. And Rosemont Horizon is a very popular venue as well. So you never know these factors. Could be just something it means to the person buying it. And that's what I'm saying. Legacy is important. So let's see other bands here. Beach Boys. Okay, somebody's going to pay $50 for the Beach Boys. To them, or maybe the music industry, they must be bigger than what Kenny Rogers has done. And I really don't know music that well to talk about that. But this tells me someone would pay $50 for a Beach Boys ticket versus $3 for Kenny Rogers here. But let's see what else is happening. Now, Alabama's a gigantic country band, but they aren't carrying such weight as I see down here, like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash means a lot to people in the world. Genesis was huge in the 80s. I love them. A couple people they would like to pay $10 for that. Tanya Tucker, I'm kind of surprised that brought $6 or $5.77. Sass Jordan, never heard of him. Not much legacy. Now I'm surprised about this one. Alice in Chains. Only $1.99. I think someone got a steal, or that could be a suspected reprint. I don't know. Here we go. Leonard Skinner. Much larger band in terms of what music has, what they've done for music. So that draws a $20 price tag. Let's see what else. I'm surprised that this Pink Floyd only brought $4.25. Maybe because it's a newer ticket, 87, not 70. If that was in the 70s, maybe that would bring a little more too. Here's a great example, Black Sabbath, and it's in 75. So like earlier things that happen in a band's life will mean more to people too, because they're more rare. But you know, as a band grows, the merch and the knowledge about them, people consume more of it. Before, when they're younger, they're kind of just like, okay, cool band, but people aren't collecting their stuff. And if you have something early from a band, that can bring more because not everyone saw it as valuable and they didn't keep it. And people like old stuff from whatever they collect. Just as a test, let's put in concert ticket stub, filter for highest, and let's see what people are paying top dollar for. Wow. Ricky Nelson signed concert ticket stub 12/13/85. Rick Ozzy Elvis Presley rare. So Ricky Nelson signed. I took a best offer of, well, not of $1,000, but it was definitely a 3-digit sale. That's cool. Autographs can be faked, but I believe the legitimacy of this one is evident of the age. I don't think someone would take that time to work on it like that. A Michael Jackson ticket stub, definitely a huge legacy behind Michael Jackson. Loved around the world, regardless if he was molesting kids or not. We have a Vintage Soundgarden t-shirt, which is obvious. Those t-shirts are going for crazy money these days, plus a ticket stub and autographs for $9.47. A lot of 8 Elvis concert tickets from 70 through 77. That's pretty neat. Bob Marley, is that signed as well? Authenticated. That's definitely going to bring money because he wasn't a big autograph signer. A graded Beatles for $700. That's an interesting piece of history right there. Roy Orbison, more Beatles. 86 of them for $565. That's cool. Elvis with the program. Hendrix. So these top bands definitely are going to bring the most money here. So as you're out looking for things like this and you find something concert related, think about how big that band is. And obviously the older the better, because most times the old stuff isn't kept or isn't considered valuable at the time. So people would just toss it. Nirvana here. I'd love to own this myself. That'd be so sweet to have a ticket stub from Nirvana. $389. You can absolutely see who carries the weight in the music industry with popularity. So anyway, just a look at legacy and things like that. All right, so let's go to the main event here. This is a 1983 Star Wars Return of the Jedi Y-Wing, one of my favorite Star Wars ships. And like I told you guys last time, if you find old toys and they're not complete, this thing is missing quite a bit, you can sell parts. If you remember this video, I've made $70 off this so far, this whole ship. Been a pretty good run. So we're missing these 2 long engine pieces here. This is the first time I've ever had one of these in my hand, so it's pretty neat to actually look at. I'm not really sure of all the pieces it is missing, but I know what it's supposed to look like. We're missing a gun here, I believe. We've got some button features that I don't know how they work. I'm assuming there's like an action feature. I don't know what these do. Look at the bottom of it. Take a look at ships. If you have a ship in your hand, take a look for legs. We have all the legs here. Ooh, that kind of sprung back. There must be something you do with a button that makes those pop out. Look in the battery bay. Look around for a battery bay. This thing had a bunch of corrosion in it. And I'm not sure if I should open this and make that kind of mess. I can't do it with one hand. Come on. That's not happening. Anyway, it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I'm surprised this little, I don't know if it's a gun or a little antenna thing, that has survived all these years. That's amazing. It's rubbery, so it's survived that way. But if you're looking at ships, this is the piece that I first said, it's got the canopy. When you have these ships as a child, it's prone to get knocked off. Like I said in the Millennium Falcon video, but this is a pretty good condition canopy. It's also got the glass. Sometimes you'll find the canopy, but someone's lost the glass. So we've got 2 pieces here. This would go, I believe I saw comps for $25 to $35. I paid $8 for it, so that would be a really good flip. But I believe I saw one in the condition as it is go for $64. A complete one is about $250, $300. So I can go 2 ways. I can say I can sell this thing as it is for I'm assuming $65 like I saw, or just go with this and then sell what's left of it for someone else to build. It does have 2 other pieces here, these engines. I don't know if I can do it with one hand, but this comes off, and I know someone's out there looking to buy these. I've not priced these engines, but I can make something with my $8 purchase. I think there's a missile or something that goes here too. It's pretty expensive. But anyway, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, things like that. Look for pieces that might still be intact because they're fragile little plastic pieces that somebody has one that needs a piece to match theirs and complete it. And that's pretty much it. I just want to give you guys this just small idea of things you can find. Look for electronics, old toys, old pipes. What else are like pipes you could buy? Lighters. Look for Zippos, things like that. Those can make you some money. So thank you guys for watching. I'll give you guys another video coming up soon. And you guys have a great flipping day.